prayer and fasting. What day is it? Day 5? I don't know. Day 6. If you started Sunday, it's day 5. Started Monday, it's day 4, right? So if you're like me, you've been fasting for like over a year now, right? So no, I'm totally kidding. But hey, I want to just talk with you about just really quick, man. Obviously, 21 days of prayer and fasting is what we've been in, and we've been giving you like little nuggets to chew on, maybe some stuff to think about. And I think what I would love to chat about is 6 reasons Jesus chose solitude over people. I'm going to tell you something. I've been in ministry since I was probably 17. I've still not gotten very good at it, but I've been involved with ministry for a long time. I would say that the last 3 years, though, I have never had to face what I've faced over the last 3 years, pastoring a church, leading a church. And that is getting really good at getting away with Jesus instead of people. Because boy, when you're pastoring people, when you're loving people, when you're in relationship with people, and if you're anything like me, you feel like you're going to let somebody down if you're not there. You feel like something's not going to happen if you're not there. You feel like the wrong communication might happen if you're not there. Somebody might say something if you're not there. I don't know. What do you think about when it comes to not choosing time with Jesus over people? I think we all do it. I think we all choose time with people over Jesus pretty regularly. And I just think it's so cool that Jesus knew how important it was to get away from people and alone with the Father. The first time that he did it was to prepare for a major task. Luke 4, 1-2 says, after Jesus was baptized, he spent 40 days praying in the wilderness. After he was tempted by Satan and then began his public ministry. So obviously, Jesus was up against something pretty big and knew that he needed some time away to prepare for what was going to be thrown his way, the task that was going to be thrown his way. The second thing is to recharge after hard work. Man, that's maybe the last thing sometimes, I hate to admit it, that I want to do when I get home from a long day of work with people is to spend time with God. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the extra work. I don't know. I don't know if that comes out right or not. But Mark 6:30-32 says Jesus sent the 12 disciples out to do ministry. When they returned, he encouraged them to separate from the people who were following them to rest. So it's obvious that Jesus understood the importance of getting away from people when you've put in some hard work. To work through grief. Man, we got some people going through some grief, people who have just lost loved ones and who are battling grief, battling loss. Listen to Matthew 14, 1-13. After Jesus learned that his cousin John the Baptist had been beheaded, he went away by himself. Yes, even the Son of God grieves. So here Jesus has just lost one of his closest friends. Has been beheaded, and he chooses to get away for a moment to deal with the loss. Number 4, before making an important decision. Man, how many of us need to do that before we make a decision this year? Before we just fly off the cuff and decide to do something, maybe without talking to God about it first. I would say that Luke 6:12-13 tells us the importance. It says, early in his ministry, Jesus spent the whole night alone in prayer. The next day, he chose his 12 disciples. So he spent a whole night alone before he would even go out and pick 12 guys who would help him carry the message across the world. I'd say that was a pretty important decision. Number 5 is in time of distress. Jesus got away in time of distress. says Luke 22, 39 through 44, hours before Jesus was arrested, he went to the Mount of Olives and went a short distance away from his disciples to pray. He was in great emotional agony, knowing what he was about to face. So Jesus got away when he was feeling distress, when he was feeling a lot of pressure and weight. He knew to get away. And then the last thing is to focus on prayer. Luke 5:16, many times in Jesus' ministry, he spent time alone in prayer. I just want to challenge you, man, that if it was important for the Son of God to get away from people, to pray, and to be alone with the Father, I assure you, friend, it is even more so important for you and I to get alone to be with the Father. I think we probably could come up with more than 6 reasons why we should, but I think those 6 are pretty important reasons for you and I to step away as well. I'll tell you, my goal this year, even as pastor, even as your friend, even as whatever I am to you, my prayer is that I would know when to get away with Jesus, when I need to step away from people and be with my Father. That's what fills us up. That's what energizes us. That's what gives us the strength to get back to doing the work that he's called each and every single one of us to do. 21 days of prayer and fasting. Boy, how much strength will we have at the end of this 21 days? I love y'all, man. It's been good. Hopefully you have a great weekend. I'm going to be watching my Illini. I believe they're going to be beating Michigan State while Purdue is getting beat by bummy Nebraska. So I love you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.